Hey guys, Nona here. We are at the premiere of Zombie Tidal Wave on the red carpet, getting ready to see the film. We're going to talk to the cast and find out all about this movie. Stay tuned. I'm with Anthony C. Ferrante, director and co-writer of the film. Anthony, tell us about what we can expect from Zombie Tidal Wave.
Well, there's zombies, there's a tidal wave, and there's a lot of blood, and Ian Ziering kicks ass.
Amazing. That's all you need.
That's all you need, you know. You get Ian with the sword, a chainsaw, whatever, and you know the villain doesn't want to come near you at all. They kind of get a little frightened.
Without giving anything away, what can we expect to see?
I think the cool thing about this is sort of an homage to like the 1980s Italian zombie movies. So even though it's like we have the silliness of what the idea of like what we did with Sharknado, where you have this tidal wave of zombies coming in, we also kind of consciously made this sort of retro 80s movie with a lot of gore. A lot of the Sharknados, we had a lot of digital blood, and I wanted to do as much practical gore as possible. So it's 95% practical gore, and I think it's fun because you know there's a lot of stuff that you could do with that. And shooting there in Thailand was so amazing because you know we got to shoot on boats, we got to go into water, we have all the horde of zombies coming after you. It's a really fun ride. One of our people who was working in post-production said it's a movie that doesn't have a pee break. So we make these movies that just kind of keep going and going and going, and you can't go stop. But thankfully, there's a commercial.
Zombie tsunami.
You mentioned that you filmed this in Thailand. What was it like to film there?
The thing about Thailand is it's hot, and the thing is, we're doing a zombie movie where there's prosthetics on people's faces. So that was actually the hardest thing, is to make sure that the zombie makeups don't slide off. And sometimes there's patches of skin, and we would have, actually in some cases, we would have to digitally color correct it.
So were the zombies coming out of the water? Is that how it kind of works?
It starts with the zombies come from the deep, way below. There's a sunken ship at the bottom of the ocean in a fictitious town called Emrys Bay, which is a U.S. territory. Even though we shot in Thailand, it's our own town. And they get sucked up into the tsunami and this tidal wave after an earthquake, and they're brought to shore. And then if they bite you, you know what kind of happens.
What's that?
It's alive, but dead.
That all sounds just awesome. How do you come up with a storyline like that?
Well, the story started with Ian and Thunder 11. They came up with the story, and then we sat down, we wrote the script, and you know the fun part is that we spent 6 movies doing Sharknados and coming up with crazy stuff. So now here was a whole new palette to work with. And we also have this great cast. I mean, we have Ian as our leader. You know, the guy that you know, Hunter Shaw. You know, he's there. He's this sort of fisherman who gets kind of caught up in this whole thing and is about ready to leave town, and then he finds a reason to stay. And then our supporting cast that we brought from U.S. and from Australia, they're all so amazing, and they add so much flavor and character to what's going on. It's very unique. You know, it's a very cool mix, and it's just the movie. Like I said, the movie just keeps going.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, I'm excited to see it, and can't wait to see it today.
Just when you thought it was safe to be dead, Zombie Tidal Wave.
Watch out for it.
What are we gonna do about those things?
What are you gonna do about that?
I am here with Ian Ziering, the star of the Zombie Tidal Wave and the producer as well. Tell us about this film, because people of Sharknado and the fans are so excited for it. What can they expect to see?
Well, in case the title doesn't really lay it out for you completely perfectly, it's zombies in tidal waves.
Amazing. And and how did you come up with this concept?
I can't confirm or deny that it was over a beer, that there was any alcohol involved in the creativity.
As the zombie walks over right behind us.
Yeah, I couldn't kill them all, but I got most of them, so.
What was it like to produce the film and also act in it as well?
You know, I think with the ever-changing landscape of the entertainment industry, it presents a real opportunity for independent producers. So I was doing all these Sharknado movies, and I realized that this was a duplicatable model. If you have the resources to make that happen, I don't just mean financing, but the ability to project manage, to put it all together, and I did it. It was kind of a proof of concept because I set out to do something and accomplished it by building a team, starting with the story, and then hiring the right people, partnering with others, going to SYFY to pitch it, them liking it, securing the financing and then distribution, and doing what a producer does. I think this is going to be the first of many. I'm hopeful, if not more zombie tidal waves, but other productions, because I totally dug it. You're getting on my nerves. Hold on. Roadkill.
You've been really busy as of late.
Yeah.
We've got your reboot coming out. Last week was the
Yeah.
first episode. Tell us about the reboot.
Well, 90210 aired last Wednesday to some of the highest numbers that any television premiered to in the last 2 years.
Well, I personally grew up with it, so there's a huge fan base and
Yeah.
people who really loved it. So to see it revived
Yeah.
and almost everyone still back is such a big deal. So I'm not surprised at all.
It's crazy. You know what? I think it's really a testament to how much the show was loved back in the 90s, that people are tuning in for sentimental reasons, for nostalgic reasons, and hopefully we've served it up in a way that isn't just satiating, but entertaining and refreshing.
And what
new.
can we expect to see? Because I hear that it's kind of different than what it was originally. It's not the same show.
No, it's us playing ourselves. It's Ian, it's Jason and Tori and Jenny and Gabby and Brian. We come together at a fan convention and decide we're going to get the show back on the air. So we set about getting a writer and then pitching it to the network, and we've got a 6-episode summer miniseries that we've already aired one. We've got 5 more to go, and hopefully the ratings will continue, and if they do, there'll probably be more.
There was so much magic, I feel like, with just the cast behind it, so I'm not at all surprised that it picked up. But what was the inspiration, and why now? Why did you guys decide to do this reboot when you did?
It's just the right time. It's just the right time. I mean, there's such a fever for all these reboots, so it was our time.
Yeah. So which cast member would best survive a zombie tidal wave if they were in one?
This guy.
I'm sure. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ian.
you so much.
I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Bye, guys.
Buckle up, sweetheart. They're coming.
Oh, hell no!